It's time to sit back, relax, and listen to Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life will inspire, motivate, and empower you. Live your best life now. Listen, learn, think, and decide. Change your attitude, change your life. And now, here's your host, Joan Herman.
Welcome to Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. I'm Joan Herman. Thanks for tuning in. Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life brings you interviews with some of the most inspirational and influential people in the world. It's our goal to educate and empower you so you can live your best life now. Thank you for taking time for yourself, and thank you for letting us be a part of your life. We have another great show for you today. It's not easy to step out of your comfort zone, take a chance, or make a change. It's not easy to unlock your potential and be courageously you, but it is possible, and it is your choice. According to today's guest, Julie Foudy, life doesn't just happen, you happen to life. You decide how you want to write your story. You choose to matter. Julie is a two-time Olympic Gold Medalist, two-time World Cup champion, and former captain and 17-year member of the U.S. women's soccer team. She's an ESPN analyst and founder of the Julie Foudy Sports Leadership Academy, which merges sports, leadership, and laughter. Welcome, Julie. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Joan. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Julie, I want to begin by talking a little bit about your career in sports. A two-time Olympic gold medalist, two-time World Cup champion, former captain of the soccer team. What did it take for you to achieve that level of success? And was it something that you always believed you could accomplish?
Good question. I think what it took is a lot of great women around me. They were really the catalyst for the book, is that I was surrounded not just by these amazing athletes who were super competitive and great on the field, but they were, most importantly to me, just great human beings who cared deeply about promoting the sport for more girls to play and getting more girls active, and always really conscious of the bigger picture about being a great role model and inspiring women in a positive way. And so anytime you had a doubt or you felt like you didn't belong, you had this incredible group of women to say, no, you're fine. Mm-hmm. Go on. You'll be fine.
Julie, because you've been so accomplished in your field, and for young girls and even men, I mean, for kids that are coming up, and they believe that it's all about them, is it just equally as important, as you're saying, to have this community around you, this support?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's one of the big themes of the book, actually, is that, you know, you need, I call it your dream team around you of supporters, and finding out at an early age, you know, who that is, who are people who can be mentors, who are people who could push you when you're doubting yourself, because that's life, right? Life brings obstacles. Life brings times when you think you can't do it. There's self-doubt. I think we women are especially good at underselling ourselves. So sometimes you need that dream team of supporters around you to say, no, you will be fine. Go on. Go do it. Raise your hand.
Julie, when people think of leadership, they tend to think of the person who's the CEO or who's in charge of something. But you say that leadership is personal, not positional. What do you mean by that? And when and how did you learn that lesson?
Well, you know, I grew up thinking I had to be in a position of power, or a politician, or a president, or a man sitting on a horse with a tall hat and a sword, because that's what I read about in history books, right? And I didn't look like that. I didn't have a million people I could talk to, you know, or a platform for that. And so it wasn't until I was surrounded by, again, these amazing women on the U.S. team who showed me that leadership comes in all these different shapes and sizes, and that you could be a quiet leader, you could be a nerdy leader, you could be a cerebral leader like Mia Hamm, one of my teammates, who did it in a much more personal way, or you could be much more loud. I mean, my nickname was Loudy Foudy because I was blessed with these great vocal cords, but that you needed all that diversity of leadership styles. And most important, what I learned is you just had to be authentically you, which is, again, the tagline, being courageously and fabulously you, and figuring out what your style is, because people want to follow someone who's leading authentically, naturally. And I could learn from these great women, but ultimately I had to be me. And that was like such an epiphany for me, because all of a sudden I thought, I can be someone who can make a difference in life. And really, it's just a choice. And that I want to choose to matter. I want to choose to raise my hand. I want to choose to care passionately about something. And whether I'm helping one person or the free world, the key is that I can do that. And that really was a powerful sentiment that was the catalyst behind this book, is I wanted young women everywhere and young kids everywhere really believing that they can make a difference as long as they care deeply about something.
And that's such important messaging, Julie, because we forget how powerful each one of us is, and we always think it's someone else that is able to accomplish great things. And that's really such a valuable lesson that, I know I learned it in later life, but if we could teach that to younger kids, that, you have this power, that is such a great message.
And it's something, just real quickly, something that we show them by, we give them examples of, here's young women who thought they couldn't because they didn't have the skill set, they didn't have the training, they didn't have the leadership background, and yet they found out that they could simply by saying, hey, what do I care deeply about? What if I had a magic wand, what would I want to change in my community? And then through our leadership academies, we've had all these wonderful service and community service projects these kids have done. And so we give examples in the book of, here's a really tangible thing that this young woman did that you could do as well.
In your book, Choose to Matter, you've included stories from some inspiring women, such as GMA host Robin Roberts, Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg. You mentioned Mia Hamm, Alex Morgan, among others. And all of these women shared so much of themselves. What is the theme that you've been able to extrapolate from their stories? Is there a common thread? Do these women all share something in common?
Yeah, they all shared, that self-doubt, that feeling of awkwardness that we all go through. And I think it's healthy to hear that, right? Some of the most accomplished, successful women also felt that way. And, actually, there's a great story I share from one of the women who worked with our team for many years, Dr. Colleen Hacker. I was having all these butterflies once, and I said, I don't like the butterflies. They're terrible. And she said, butterflies are a great thing. They mean you care. Now just teach them to fly in formation. Mm-hmm. And so I really tried to share strategies from all these different women about how you teach your butterflies to fly in formation. What worked for this woman and what worked for this woman, because everyone's different, right? But everyone had these really cool examples of, Robin Roberts, who fought through 2 bouts of cancer, or a friend of mine who's born with cerebral palsy, who is one of the most positive humans on this earth, and how she remains so positive. So those kind of tangible things in a really fun way, because it's a heavy topic, right? It's leadership, it's choosing to matter, it's all these things where a young woman could be like, I'm only 15 or I'm 18. So we do it in a really silly, kind of fun way. And we did it as sock talks, we call them, where we kick our feet up and we take our shoes off and we do them in socks. So it's meant to be real and authentic, and hopefully give these women a lot of great strategies on how to get out of their comfort zone, how to be okay with awkward.
The book is Choose to Matter, Being Courageously and Fabulously You by Julie Foudy. If you would like to learn more information about Julie and her work, you can visit the website choosetomatter.com. Julie, in our final moments, can you leave us with a strategy or two that can nudge someone out of his or her comfort zone?
I think the most important thing is understanding when uncomfortable sets, you have the choice. When something uncomfortable comes to you, you have the choice to put one thought in your brain, right? So choose a positive one instead of like, oh, I can't do this. Oh gosh, I don't have the skill set for this, or right? You don't have to check every box. We women want to think we have to check every box and be perfect. Right. Instead, flip that negative thought into a positive one, right? And I used to snap a hairband I had on my wrist to kind of have a physical motion to snap me out of it and turn me and replace it with a positive thought. And instead convince your brain and train your brain that you can. And you'll be, even if you have to fake it, you'll be amazed how often your brain actually follows and your body follows. And then the really cool thing is you find that you're fine. You are fine. And you're not just surviving, you're thriving.
Julie, thank you so much for being here. This is such a great reminder, because the type of book that you've written, as you said, these are stories of really accomplished, powerful women, but they began with the same doubts that the rest of us have. And as you said, it's really important for us to hear that, because we always tend to think they have it all together. They had some secret that we don't have. And I think that it's really a great reminder that it's time for all of us to step into our power, and really choose to matter. Be courageous, be fabulous, and just get out there and follow our passion and purpose. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Joan. Right on.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. I hope you found the show informative. At Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life, we believe that knowledge is power. Take what you've learned, apply it, and live your best life now. Remember that the information provided are the opinions of our guests and should never replace the advice of a professional who knows your personal situation. If you'd like more information, visit our website, cyacyl.com. While on the site, listen to past shows on demand, read our digital magazine, take part in the book club, check out our team, and be sure to follow the show on social media. Until next time, this is Joan Herman. Thanks for tuning in.